So I'm gonna walk in like this, do the Q, put down the E, and I'm gonna just like stand here and frontline for my team. As you can see, like there's not much they can do. We can just pretty much like dive them straight up, and I'm gonna put down the disrespect decade. No, but Nasus is just like so ridiculous. Yo guys, what is up? My name is Grizzly. Welcome back to another League of Legends video. I've been playing a little bit more ranked, and currently I'm sitting at 5 wins and 3 losses in my placements, which is pretty fine. But today I wanted to give you guys another video, where I'm basically gonna show you a game which I played as Nasus. And I didn't really like hard stomp my lane or anything like that, but what ended up happening is that I drew a lot of pressure towards the side lanes where I was split pushing, and this gave my team a huge advantage, and basically just due to my like split pushing pressure, we ended up winning the game pretty quickly, from a pretty even state. So I thought this game would be a really good example of showing like how you can win without like hard stomping your lane, because sometimes that's just not possible. Like over 50% of games, or I would say 50% of the games rather, you're gonna have to blind pick your top laner, and the enemy top laner can counter pick you and stuff like that. So a lot of the time you won't even have a good matchup, and in those sort of scenarios it's really hard to like reliably win your lane. So you have to have other strategies which you can pull off if you're not hard winning the lane, and Nasus is like a perfect champion for this. And currently, in my opinion, Nasus is actually like the most broken top laner, because he's super hard to punish early on with the correct rune page, and I'm gonna have that in the description below. And after like 10 minutes you're basically a beast. And that's like sick for Nasus, because like 10 minutes before like the rune changes, like at 10 minutes Nasus was still useless, but now he's actually like super strong after 10 minutes, so the champion is overall really strong. So this game is a bit higher quality than the last game I showcased where I was playing Jace. My MMR is a bit higher now since I've won a couple of games. Basically in this game, my bot lane are both challenger players, and they have I think 3 master tier players as well, and all the other players are D2 or D1, so it's actually a really high quality game. Like last season, if I was queuing at around like 100 LP masters, I would have like these games sometimes, so this is actually a pretty good game to show. So starting things off, my starting items this game, you go coin and you go refillable. Now the reason for this, it might sound really greedy, but you can actually get away with this most of the time, because with the correct rune page, Nasus can't really get bullied that hard early on. Like of course you won't win trades and you won't win the lane early, but you will still like not be able to push it out, and you can just continue farming, but you won't really do that much in trades. So even if the enemy goes for like an auto Q or something like that, don't be tempted to like start trading them with your E and stuff like that. It's most of the time not worth it. Basically you just want to sit back and get as much CS as you can, and if you feel like it, you can get a couple of klepto procs as well with your Q on the opponents if there are no creeps nearby or stuff like that. So I'm basically gonna speed through this lane a bit. The main purpose of this video is not showing the lane phase, although you can like see what I'm doing. I'm just sitting back and, you know, trying to get as much CS as I can, you know, safely last hitting, stuff like that. But I'm gonna show you like the main purpose of this video is to show you how to play the game later as Nasus. So as you can see here, Needle is topside, they're looking for some sort of a dive, but obviously since I have so much HP, it's like impossible for them to dive me. As you can see here, my maximum HP is 940 at level 3, which is like absolutely insane considering I'm starting Ancient Coin. And now a series here as well. He blew both his summoners. So here, as you can see, I have the wave in a really good position. I'm just chilling out here. Like, there's the good thing with playing Nasus is you don't have to feel pressure to do much early on, but the enemy has to feel really pressure to do stuff early on, because if they don't punish you, you will just outscale them and they can't really handle you in split. So here I'm just farming, as you can see. I'm gonna speed through this quite a bit actually, because although this can be good to look at, it's not the purpose of this video. If something interesting happens, I'll take a look at it and slow down. I played this game I think yesterday, so everything that happened is not fresh in my mind right now. So as you can see, there's not much you can do actually. She's like using a lot of spells on me and stuff like that, but as you can see, my HP is like not moving that much. I'm basically just getting a whole lot of sustain from second wind and going inspiration as my main tree, because then you get more value out of potions, which is actually a really undervalued aspect of the tree. As you can see, the CS is actually fairly even, and as you can see, like compared to other roles, I actually have quite a bit of CS. Now this play is super bad. This is like one of the things that kinda almost threw the game. A quick thing, if you're playing jungle right now, or mid lane for that matter, and you have a Nasus top, like, do not force around top lane, or the top side of the map pre 10 minutes. It's like absolutely horrific for the Nasus, because you run Celestial Body, so you do like no damage, and you start coin as well, so you're basically like a support in stats, and not even that, because you don't have the like proper CC like a Braum or a Blitzcrank would provide. So basically you're completely useless early on. So for the love of God, don't force around top side if you have a Nasus, because if the Nasus is doing well in farm and like being even, you should see that as like a huge victory. You should just like leave that side alone, and if the enemy jungler starts like hard camping Nasus, which most of the time doesn't even pay off because it's so tanky, then you can maybe try to counter gank, but never try to force ganks around top side if you have a Nasus, because the game is basically a free win if Nasus is open and you pick it and you're going even in CS. So as you can see here, Nidalee is forcing around top, and my team is like trying to catch her, and of course Camille has priority over me. She has a level lead here as well, so here we're going to Camille, right, but we have like 0 damage on her, so she's not even gonna die. Azir comes, he kills our mid laner, and I don't have the damage to kill anything, so here I die as well. And as you can see, this play is like so bad, like the game was going so well for me before this, and then my teammates just throw it really hard. But the good thing about Nasus is that he's so broken right now that these throws actually don't even matter that much. You will see like from this point it won't really change much actually. I'm just gonna continue to farm and become really strong, but it's super unnecessary to throw topside like that if you have a Nasus. It's basically just like stay away from topside unless Nasus is getting hard camped and you see an opportunity to win the 2v2. That's like the only reason to come top with a Nasus, so a thing to keep in mind for sure. So here the wave is pushing, so I'm just gonna like get as much stacks as I can and try to push it in. As you can see there, I had the minion advantage, but there's not really much Camille can do to me, even after those 2 assists and that XP she got. As you can see, she's kind of hard trading on me here. I'm losing a bit of HP, but overall this like won't do that much. As you can see, she did like her combo like perfectly. She even hit a W afterwards, but I'm still like over 50% HP and I'm regening like quite fast, so I'm just gonna trade me again. Like, this is probably the roughest phase of the lane, but this wouldn't even be this rough if she didn't get that much XP, but I can still like safely farm. It's not like she can die me one-on-one or stuff like that, so it's still fine. But as you can see, she's trying to poke me under tower real badly. And now, like, if my jungler was top here, she would probably be dead, but it's not even worth it, honestly, because if I just can farm like this, there's, like, no reason for the jungler to come, even if this looks pretty free, because she's playing, like, super aggressively. But I would say, like, it's better for the jungler to gank other lanes still. But once it turns, like, around 10 minutes, then you can start playing around the Nasus if you want, because then he actually deals damage, especially if you buy Sachin as well. That's usually what happens. You buy coin, you upgrade the coin, maybe you start building into the talisman, and then once it reaches 10 minutes, you get rid of the like reduced damage from Celestial Body and you finish Sheen, and then you can deal a lot of damage. So that's basically how it works. So here we're just farming, like it's just the standard stuff. I'm gonna speed up here. And as you can see, our team is really behind right now. It's 4-0 in kills, but as you can see, I'm even in CS, and this means that our team has pretty huge win conditions still to play around, and that's the Nasus split push. So now I know that they're coming to top side, and I'm pretty greedy here. I thought I could stay here, and as you can see, they're wasting a lot of time. So actually, staying here, it will not turn out that badly. In my opinion, it was actually worthwhile, because as you can see, they're like trying to poke me, but I'm like so tanky that it's really hard for them to do anything. And as you can see, Nidalee doesn't manage to like hit the spears. Camille takes 3 tower shots, and I'm basically just chilling here, and Nidalee is top this entire time and like just wasting a lot of time and pressure on the map, and she's not really doing much, so overall it's fine. But as you can see now, here Azir is roaming up, and obviously we did not have like perfect vision of this, but Seraph pinged it, so I knew he was coming, but at this point I can't really recall. Nidalee was obviously just hovering here until Azir would arrive, but it's still like super clunky for them to do this, because as you can see here, Azir pushes me kinda away from the tower, Nidalee is tanking, I'm flashing away, Camille actually has to flash after, and as you can see, on if I target Azir here, or I think, yeah, there, he used heal as well, so They actually wasted 2 summoners for that, and as you can see, my mid laner is coming up now, so he's gonna flash Q, and unfortunately she survives with like 1 HP, but now he's gonna ultimate and get the kill. So that was actually a trade kill, and Nidalee wasted like 2 minutes top, and Azir wasted his ultimate, and they used 2 summoners, and look what's happening bot side as well. It's like, this was so good for us. This was like one of the plays where I knew like, okay, after this the game is actually in a quite even state, because after we finish this bot tower, right, we're actually gonna be like even in gold. So that like gank by Nidalee actually threw their entire 4-0 lead, even though it looked like, oh, they got a kill and they traded 1 for 1. It was actually like so bad by them. So here I'm just gonna try to mirror this gank by Camille, but it's gonna not end up working that well. I'm not gonna get anything. She sent kited towards here when Camille TP'd. He should have just stayed around here, so I could have actually killed her. Alright. So now I'm gonna recall again, or actually, yeah, now is when we initiate the lane swap, and this is kind of when my split pushing starts, because since we got the bot tower, this opened up for me to be bot lane, which is really nice, because now my bot lane can either pressure mid or top tower, and I can just chill bot, so that's the plan here. So now they're coming 4 people bot, it looks like, or at least 3, and now Azir and Nidalee is gonna come as well. So we have a pretty good amount of information on this, so as you can see I just walk out. There's no way I would survive this dive, even though I'm quite tanky, I can't really survive it. So now my bot lane is pushing top here, as you can see. So here I'm just chilling out here, my mid lane unfortunately dies. I'm just gonna try to hold Camille here, it shouldn't be a problem. Now Nidalee moves towards top there. I'm gonna go in Q Camille, and as you can see now, like, I'm way stronger than Camille, even though I'm 0-2 here. So there's really not much she can do against me in split. And I'm gonna like quickly just go to mid, because since the wave is here, I know Camille can't get this tower in time, and I really want to defend this mid tower. So I'm actually gonna walk up like this, and I'm gonna start wave clearing, because the Azir can't really kill me. So as you can see, this actually saved the mid tower, which was really nice. And now I can walk towards bot and get most of the CS at least. I missed a couple, but it's worth saving the mid tower. Okay, so now I'm just gonna start splitting here. As you can see, I have like 200 stacks, but so it's not like fantastic. But since they pressured me so hard, like when I was top lane, they came 3 people to die me, and when I went bot lane, they came 3 people again. So they have really like tried to outpressure me this game. They've put like all of their resources into shutting me down, and I'm still stronger than Camille 1-on-1. So I think they failed quite hard, honestly. And here Camille walks up. I'm just gonna push in the wave. Nidalee comes again. They put a lot of pressure on me for no reason, so my team gets a free mid tower here because Nidalee showed bot. So as you can see, like, just by me existing in a side lane and being Nasus, the enemy team feels so threatened that they constantly have to send a lot of members to try to stop me. So, and now Camille pushes out and my team collapses on her. That was quite a free kill. So actually we didn't get the mid tower, but we got it really low. I think we're gonna get it very soon though. So here I'm pushing again. Eevee's doing Drake. I'm not sure that doing Drake is actually worthwhile because they're pushing top here. But here I'm just clearing the minions, and soon you will see like the power of Nasus. Like now I farmed up for like 5 minutes without being interrupted too much. Like Nidalee came sure, but I've just like been farming a lot. So here I'm gonna ultimate, so I get the shorter Q cooldown. I'm basically gonna start whacking this tower really hard. And Camille goes on me here, and she thinks she can like win this all in for some reason. So I'm just gonna start like putting down my W, my E, and I'm gonna start queuing her. And do you see this damage? Like it's so insane. There's like, it's not even close. I can probably like straight up dive her 1-on-1. That's how strong I am right now. So yeah, Nasus is just ridiculous as a champion in my opinion. So I'm just pushing again. And like guys, this game, it might look like for some of you like I didn't like hard carry or stuff like that, but it's actually like if you split push and or you're in a side lane in general and the opponents like gank you all the time and you still can win the 1-on-1, that's like better than like winning your lane 1v1. Honestly, because that means the enemy team like are losing all of their other lanes pretty much and pressuring all other lanes to shut you down, and you're still ahead. So that's like one of the best scenarios. So here I actually get out, I W Kalista and I flash over the wall. So I went to steal the red buff there and I actually got out as well, and my team is like topside pressuring and they went like 3 for me. So they're actually 4 on the bot side of the map right now. So I'm just gonna recall, I'm gonna finish, now we got the mid tower, yeah, because of that pressure when I took the red there. So now I'm gonna grab Trinity Force and I'm gonna grab Yarims, and I'm like so ahead, I just want to make sure that my team doesn't fail this push on the tier 2 in mid. So I'm gonna TP here and start queuing the tower. They can't really do that much to me because I'm so tanky, so I'm gonna walk in like this, do the Q, put down the E, and I'm gonna just like stand here and frontline for my team. So as you can see, like there's not much they can do. We can just pretty much like dive them straight up, and I'm gonna put down the disrespect DK. No, but Nasus is just like so ridiculous. Like, even when you get this camped, as you can see, I'm ahead of in CS. I could 1v1 her like all day long. After like 15 minutes, there's like nothing she can do even if she's ahead. And basically, like, my pressure in this game like basically enabled my team to take so much objectives for free that the game was pretty much over at that point. As you can see, we can actually like pretty much end here. We go for a Seer. I'm gonna die to the tower shot, unfortunately, but there's no way they're gonna win this game now, especially when I'm this strong. So the enemy team is just gonna surrender now because there was no coming back from this point. But anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you learned something about Nasus at least. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.